Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, Sigvald here and welcome back to another video. In this one we're going to take a look at the Arcane artifacts, which are the artifacts that are going to be added in the game with the Zatanna Soul Raid release. Now look, it's not going to be the next Soul Raid and it's not going to be the Soul Raid after the other one, because from what it seems they want to complete the cycle of Soul Raids, and we're going to have Dark Knight Soul Raids and then On Ice Soul Raids, and after that I think there will be the Zatanna Soul Raid. So if you don't see the Zatanna Soul Raid for a while, don't be like, Sigvald lied to us. No, I didn't. This will eventually be in the game. Currently, it's just in the game files, and we're going to take a look at it. And yeah, huge thanks to Yves. He put his name here, so I'm guessing he wants credits. So thanks so much, my youth. Thanks so much. Really appreciate it. Now let's take a look at the artifacts. And I'm gonna tell you which one is the free one once we get to it, but so you don't get your hopes up for any of them until we get to it, just know that it's gonna have a high amount of passive stats, like the higher tier, like 32 32 attack at level 10. So yeah, let's get started. First up, we're going to have the Arcane artifact Magic Ball. Oh boy, this magic balls better be good. So we're going to get some fast attack damage for 13 seconds after tag in, and some fast attack chance. The fast attack chance is kind of worthless because it only takes 2 gear rolls to get close to that amount. I don't need that to be on an artifact. If I want fast attack chance on my characters, I'll put it, okay? I'll put it. I don't need you to have it on an artifact. And the fast attack damage on tag in, it's an interesting concept to get fast attack damage. Fast attack damage is something that I said for a long time should have more synergies, because currently, before these artifacts will get introduced in the game, the only thing that synergizes with fast attack damage I think is Silver Black Canary, with giving Silver Green Arrow some fast attack damage, but this artifact ain't it. That's a very low amount, that's a laughable amount, and it has the lowest passive stats. This is the filler artifacts. This is random stuff to drop for you when you spend $10 on a pack or $20 and you're gonna be mad. Magician's Cape, you're going to have 100% to ignore damage from fast attacks. You're going to have 50% chance to ignore damage from basic hits. Well, ignore. I'm not sure what they say with ignore, but it might be something like the Silver Green Lantern shield passive or the new Swamp Thing shield passive, where you won't even get staggered by it if you ignore it. It will be like the enemies are going to be blinded when they hit you. And you're going to get 100% fast attack basic damage for 18 seconds after tagging. What? This is weird. Oh, and basics. That makes sense. Why? Why are those two artifacts coexisting? I don't think this will be the best thing in the world either. Might be wrong about this one, might be some crazy synergy, as it was Beta Club that I did not see coming when it got released, and then it turned out to be amazing, but this doesn't look good either. But this is literally this artifact, but far better than this artifact. The only thing that this does that this doesn't do is give you fast attack chance, and thank you very much, I have my gears to put my fast attack chance on. This is literally the slightly better version of this artifact. Why do those artifacts exist at the same time in the game? This is the most blatant case of filler artifact I've seen, boy. Those magical balls ain't that magical after all. Next up, the Magic Wand. So you're going to have plus 3% permanent damage bonus for each combo meter above 30 for fast attack hits and basic attack hits, stacking up to 300%. Well, damage. Now, damage is a little bit better, isn't it? Every 30 combo hits give you 1 fast attack hit for 1 second. So as you keep building your combo, you're going to get more spiraling fast attack chance, though it's not gonna go forever because it caps at 4 for most characters, and Martial Mentor has it capped at 5. So yet again, a situation where the fact that they keep the 4 fast attack hits cap is going to ruin the full potential of an artifact. And every 20 combo meter hits give you a 15 fast attack chance for duration of the bell, stacks up to 75. That's yet again kind of worthless. I have my gears. I can put fast attack chance on my gears, gives me stuff I can't put on my gears. And I'm not gonna change the build to get a little bit more attack to just use this artifact, because attack on gears is kind of worthless considering how much we're getting from Soul Raid artifacts at this point. But the first and second passives, nevertheless, are going to be quite interesting. Again, we haven't gotten much to do with fast attack damage so far, so we don't know how powerful or how not powerful it's gonna be, but I'm quite excited about this artifact specifically. This looks like it has a little bit of potential, even though the fast attack chance is gonna be kind of worthless. Well, unless it exceeds the cap. If it exceeds the 75% cap that you're going to have to be able to put on your gears, basically, then it's gonna be also decent passive. This is also middle of the pack in terms of passive stats. Also was this Soul Crystal, 45% chance to reflect damage from specials or get 1 power bar if damage is not reflected. Reflect, burn, and disables are going to be reflected back to the opponent, so you're basically gonna reflect negative effects back to the opponent. And you're going to get plus 100% bonus damage for 18 seconds after reflecting a negative effect. This is what we call a pay-to-win specific artifact, because this is not gonna really be applicable in a lot of fights. And 200% damage is nice, but it's not amazing. Dark Metal cards will give you so much more damage than this ever will in the most optimal scenario. But I bet you there's gonna be a boss that is going to have its thing applying a lot of negative effects to you, and you're gonna have a rough time if you don't have this artifact, but you're gonna have a far easier time if you have it. Kind of a LexCorp Pursuit, but less useful in Arena and Champions Arena than LexCorp Pursuit. Is this how you should think about this artifact? I don't like this one either. Zatanna's Puppet, this is the free one, by the way. You're going to get this by completing the normal difficulty, and you're going to keep getting more and more copies of it as you advance into Heroics. So you're going to get plus 90% attack for each active negative effect on the opponent, stacks up to 500%. The wearer becomes unblockable and has infinite power if the opponent has more than 4 negative effects. 100% chance to apply ignore one of the negative effects on successful specials for 23 seconds. So this is basically kind of a lowered version of Zatanna's passive. So you're going to apply a random negative effect on a special with 100% chance to do it at level 10, I guess. I guess that's going to be lower for lower levels. And if they have 4 negative effects, which you're going to be able to constantly apply, you're going to basically become unblockable. So this is very good for the setup of Infinite Combo. This is very interesting because you're going to disable everything from your opponent. This could be interesting for Solar Banshee to use. Like, her combo builder could wear this and just... No, it has to apply with specials. Not that great for Solar Banshee either. This looks like an interesting artifact. This looks like a fun artifact. It's not going to be that much of a strong artifact because we have the first part. You're going to get more attack. Now, attack in Adjustable is not a great thing, because when the game says it's going to give you attack, it's going to give you out of your base attack. So 500% more attack, it's going to mean in the best case scenario, and by that I mean a 7-star Inflant Succumbent with the proper build, let's say, that 5% is going to be like, I don't know, man, 20k, 25k, and this gives 32k attack by default. And like 20k attack might seem like a lot of attack to you, but usually the effects that increase your damage, your crit damage or damage against the opponent are going to be by far outweighing this. So you're most likely still gonna have a better time even by losing the passive stats of not using this, just using Dark Metal cards. So yeah, I hope I'm wrong about this one. Looks very, very interesting and very fun to play, but doesn't look that amazing in terms of actual damage. Okay, Zatanna's Junior Magic Kit. 3% crit resistance for each filled power bar. So basically, if you're at full power bars, you're going to have a decent amount of crit resistance. Minus 30% opponent's crit resistance for on each successful special stacks up to 50%. But what is this? What is this dog shit? Zatanna's Junior Magic Dog Shit Kit. Bro, what? What is this artifact trying to accomplish? I don't think I've ever in my life was like, oh boy, I wish I had crit resistance in this fight. Something that's fed to me at 3% rate and caps at 30%. Like that's over there, almost the equivalent of an epic roll of resistances, and that doesn't give you only crit resistance. And it's gonna lower the opponent's crit resistance. Lower it. Do you know what completely bypasses all the crit resistance that the opponent has from level 1? Dark metal cards. This artifact has absolutely no point existing. This is utter dog shit. Nah, bro. Nah. Okay, let's move on. The Book of Zatanna. 300% of the wearer's attack stat is applied as dot for 24 seconds after successful specials. Well, this is interesting, though. This is interesting. It doesn't say 200% of the wearer's attack. You notice a difference here? Attack, then attack stats. If this is gonna be basically the version of Beta Club that applies the dot damage on specials. Also, it's gonna reduce the cost while the dot is active and give you some power generation, but that's just convenience. We're not gonna want this artifact for that, we're gonna want it for damage. There's gonna be two scenarios. Scenario number 1, it's gonna be dependent on your base attack, in which case it's gonna be absolute garbage. Scenario number 2 is gonna depend on your total attack, that accounting for the artifact passive bonuses. And this is dot, so it's gonna be able to benefit from crit and lethal. So if it benefits from your total amount of attack somehow, this is gonna be a great artifact, most likely. It might be as broken as Beta Club, though we can only tell that for sure once we get to test it. But if not, if it's only base attack, then it's not great. It's really not gonna be great. Talisman of Atlantis. Lock opponent's power generation for 8 seconds on successful special, where steals 50% of opponent's power generation while power lock from level 1, from effect 1 is active. So you're gonna power lock the enemy, and you're gonna get some power generation out of it. Garbage filler artifact. Yet again, who would have guessed? I don't need that. I need to generate power faster. I'm gonna make my specials cheaper. I'm gonna tag it out more. I need the opponent to not power generate. I'm gonna use Ace Green Arrow. I mean, they keep adding to the game ways of dealing with opponents stacking power and to power drain them and stuff. And when you do that, you need to think it needs to compete with the Sword of Sin, because this is an artifact you are most likely not going to get for free. You're going to have to spend real money for. Open packs. So is the Sword of Sin. So they are on equal footing in terms of how hard they are going to be to get. They are even the same tier of passive stat bonuses artifacts. But this compared to Sword of Sin is 100 times worse. Like, it's not coming even close to any extent. Like, nah, bro. I don't need that. No, thank you. Then we're gonna have the Boutonniere. It's gonna give you plus 50% damage after super move. Not amazing. Not amazing. And it's gonna reduce the... This is everything this artifact does? Damage after super move and reduces the opponent's super move damage. Oh boy, they are really running out of ideas, guys. This is sad. This is real sad. Nah, bro, you're never gonna want to use this artifact at any point in time. This is useless. This is not an artifact. This is materials to shatter if you get it. Okay, and the last artifact, 50% chance to apply blind for 5 seconds after using swipe attacks, and that's gonna be a 50% chance to miss while they're under that blind. And it's gonna give you 50% more attack after you have used super move against blinded opponents. 50% more attack at level 10, my dude. That's gonna give Skinflant Sakuman like 2.5k attack. I wiped my ass with 2.5k attack. So let's recap. Absolute dog shit. Absolute dog shit. Absolute dog shit. Could be very damn broken. Absolute dog shit. Decent. Might be better than I expect. Might be worse. Same with this, might be better than I expect, might be worse. This is also useless, might be required to actually have a fun time against a certain boss. This is interesting. Could be something good. Looks interesting. This is useless dog shit, and this is Going to be also kind of useless dog shit. Look at how those progress, those three ones. We have three artifacts that are based on fast actions. Do you have any reasons to use this? No. Do you have any reason to use this? Maybe if you don't have this one. Do you have any reasons to use this? Yes, and you're gonna ignore everything else up here if you have this. It's just literally the same artifacts, but they just keep making it better and better. It's like somebody came up with this artifact here, and they were like, okay, now come up with two worse versions of it, please. But yeah, this was for this one. We definitely got some interesting stuff in here, but they're really running out of ideas with the filler artifacts. Like, nah, bro. At least make them fun. With the filler artifacts, at least make it that something fun that I can have fun with in our game modes, or I can utilize for entertainment purposes, even though I know it's not gonna do me well in raids and soul rates. Like, this is just spitting on my face with 50% bonus damage after super move, bro. Nah. But yeah, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one. Goodbye.